Well, good morning once again. Today I'd like to introduce Debbie Hall-Garden, and Debbie is doing her first speech in her new book in the Advanced Communication series. If I just read it and quit trying to think on my own, it'd be better. All right. She has chosen to do storytelling. Storytelling has been a form of communication throughout history of mankind. It is a part of every civilization on every continent. This is her first speech in this series. The objective is to tell a folk tale that is entertaining and enjoyable for a specific age group. Y'all ready for this? You know that song, y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready?
All right. Debbie requests that we all pretend that we're 10 years old again. Woohoo! No throwing food though, okay? No food fights.
Never thought about that.
She knows that this might be difficult for some of us older folks, but she wants us to please try. The second objective of her speech is to use vivid imaginary and voice to enhance her tale. So now, please sit back, be 10 years old, and enjoy the folk tale about the giant purple gorilla. That is
I was riding my bicycle one summer day, and all of a sudden it was time to go home. So I started riding home, and in the distance I saw this strange-looking house. And of course, being 10 years old, I'm very curious. I decided to go over to the house and look at it. So I pedaled my bike, and I went over to the house. And just as I got to the steps, it started to rain. Well, even though I'm 10 years old, I don't like getting wet. So I took my bike up the stairs, and I put it by the front door, and I decided to wait till the rain stopped on the porch. Or decided to wait on the porch. There's a sign on the door. It says, "Welcome, please come in." Okay, I'm going to come in. I knocked, no one answered, so I walked in. And I walked into a living room. The living room had a table with a big book on it. It had a couch. There was a bathroom. There was a bedroom. The book said, "Please open." So of course I followed directions. I opened the book. What it said in the book was this: "Welcome, guest. This house is here for people like you who need to rest, relax, take a moment, wait for the rain to stop. Please feel free to watch television, take a nap, have a snack from the kitchen. But whatever you do, please do not open the green door." This green door said, "Keep out." Well, 10 years old, curious, a door that says "Keep out." What am I going to do?
open.
Of course. Of course I opened the door. And there was a long flight of stairs. So I walked down the stairs and my footsteps echoed behind me. And then I came to another door. What is this? This door was red. This door said, "No admittance. This means you." Oh, yeah, right. Well, of course I had to open the door. And I came down, I opened the door, and there's a long stairway again. So again, with my footsteps echoing, I went down the steps. And at the bottom of the stairs, there was a third door, of course. But there was a table and a chair, and the third door said, "Go away. This is your last chance." Well, then that door was locked. But the key was hanging right there on the chair. Hello? So, I took the key, I opened the door, and I stepped in. No more doors. However, in the middle of this room was a large cage. And in that cage was a large purple gorilla. Now that gorilla sat there, and he just looked at me with his big, sad eyes. And I sort of looked at him. There was a sign on the cage. The sign said, "Please do not pet the gorilla." You may feed the gorilla. You may taunt the gorilla. You may also hit the gorilla. But you may not feed the gorilla. Well, I'm 10 years old, and I look at that sign. And I said, okay, he's in this big cage. There's bananas on the table. So I took a banana, and I threw it in the cage. And the gorilla peeled the banana, he ate the banana, and he still sat there, looking at me with these big, sad eyes. Well, I couldn't have that. I wanted a reaction. So I took the stick, because it said I could taunt the gorilla, even though I don't normally do that. So I took the stick and I poked the gorilla. "Hey, you big hairy ape, do something." And the gorilla just sat there with his big, sad eyes. Well, in the cage, there was a chair next to the gorilla. So I reached in, I grabbed the chair, and I hit the gorilla with the chair. Probably wasn't the best thing to do, but the gorilla still sat there with his big sad eyes looking at me. I'm not going to get a reaction out of this gorilla. What am I going to do? And then I really looked at the gorilla, and I saw his soft fur. And even though it said, "Do not pet the gorilla," my hand went into that cage, and I went to touch and pet the gorilla. When I petted the gorilla, the gorilla all of a sudden got a reacted. I went, "Oh my gosh," and I sit back, and he's going, and really, really, really angry. So I went back to the blue door to get out of there. And on the side, on the blue door, it said, "Told you so." So I opened the door, and as I looked back, I saw the gorilla with his hands on the bars, and he's pulling the bars apart. And he's out of his cage, and he's chasing me. And I'm running up the stairs as fast as I can. And I hear the gorilla, and I hear his voice behind me. And I'm running. And those stairs, of course, are going up, which makes it extremely hard to run. So I get to the red door, and I'm ready to fling the red door open. And on the sign says, "Don't say we did not warn you." And I fling open the red door, and I have to run up those steps again. And I'm running, and I look behind me, and that gorilla is still going up those stairs. And I'm running as fast as I can up to the last door, the green door, and it says, "This is your fault." Well, you know what? I don't really care. I want to get out of there. So I run through the green door, I open the screen door, I close the screen door, and I'm getting on my bike, and I'm hearing the gorilla behind me opening and closing the screen door, and he's so close. And I jump on my bike, and I'm riding down the stairs, and of course, because it had been raining, I fell into a mud puddle. And I'm lying there in the mud puddle, and the gorilla's coming closer and closer and closer. And I'm just looking, going, what am I going to do? And all of a sudden, the gorilla reaches out his big, purple, hairy arm with his broken claws, and he reaches down for me, and he says, "Tad, you're it."
I think that set the new standard for expressionism. She could have actually been a mime, and I think I would have gotten everything she was talking about. She was that expressive. All right.
I didn't see the red one.
Your thing says 7 to 2.
Please take a minute or so to fill out Debbie's critique. Upon completion, please pass it over to her.
Push this out.
That's one of the things to drive uphill. You just have to do that.